Good morning, students. Continuing with our chapter number 3, Kingdom Classification. We have done till vertebrates. Today we will start with invertebrates. The organisms without the backbone are called invertebrates. So we'll study the different classes and the characteristic of invertebrates. So the first class, Porifera. They are also known as sponges. It is derived from the Latin word in which porous means pore and fer means bearing. So the pore-bearing organisms come under the class of Porifera. They are multicellular organisms. They are mostly found in seawater and few of them are found in the fresh water. They have large number of pores on the body through which the water containing food and oxygen enters from outside inside the body. It has a large single pore present at the top of the body through which the water containing waste materials is removed from the body. It remains attached to the hard rocks of the sea. It doesn't move from one place to another. Example, Cycon and Spongilla. Next class, Coelenterata or Cnidaria. It is derived from a Greek word in which koilos means hollow and enteron means gut. So the organisms with a hollow gut are kept under this class. They are mostly found in the marine environment. They are the aquatic organisms mostly found in the seawater. Their body is radially symmetrical. That means it can be divided in two equal halves. Body is hollow and tube-like with one opening called mouth. The mouth is surrounded by the finger-like projections called tentacles. These tentacles help in capturing the prey and protecting itself. These stinging cells are called pseudoblasts, and that is why they are also known as cnidarians. Example, hydra, sea anemone and jellyfish. Next class, platyhelminths. This is also derived from a Greek word where platy means flat and helminth means worms. They are the flat worms. So platyhelminths are also called the flat worms. They are the free-living organisms or are parasites and can live inside the bodies of higher organisms. They have soft and flat body. That is why they are called flatworms. Their body is bilaterally symmetrical. That means it can be divided in two equal halves. They have a small opening in their body through which they can take in food and remove the waste from the body. Examples, tapeworm, planaria and liver fluke. Tapeworm is also found in the human body. Class Nemathelminths. This is also derived from a Greek word nematos meaning thread and helminth meaning worm. So the worms which are thread-like, they are kept under the category of nemathelminths. They are found in freshwater, marine water or terrestrial environments. They are also free-living or parasitic worms, that is, they get the nutrition from other living beings. Their body is cylindrical, unsegmented and bilaterally symmetrical. They have two openings in their body, a mouth to take in the food and anus to remove the undigested food. Anus is present at the tip of the body. Examples, roundworm, pinworm and ascaris. Class Annelida. It is also derived from the Greek word annulus meaning small rings and eidos meaning shape. So the organisms having small ring-like shapes are kept under this class. They are segmented worms having segments or rings which help them in the movement. They can be terrestrial, freshwater, or marine animals. They have a true body cavity with an alimentary canal. They have special organs for excretion called nephridia. They possess a gut, mouth, and anus. Examples are earthworm and leech. Leech is a parasite which gets the nutrition by sucking the blood of the host. Class Arthropoda. It is derived from the Greek word arthron meaning joint and podos meaning foot. So the organisms with the joint appendages, that is joint feet, are kept under this category. They form the largest class of all the invertebrates. They are found everywhere in air, water, land. They have a segmented and bilaterally symmetrical body. Their body is divided into three parts: the head, thorax, and the abdomen. They have a tough outer hard covering called the exoskeleton. They have paired appendages, that is joint feet. Arthropods, on the basis of their body structure, are divided into four groups: Crustacea, Arachnida, Myriapoda, and Insecta. Group Crustacea. It is derived from a Latin word crusta meaning hard shell and acea meaning belonging to. They belong to the arthropods. They have a segmented body. Their head and thorax are fused together. They have many pairs of jointed legs, 2 pairs of antennae, and have a distinct head with the compound eyes. Example, crayfish, lobster, shrimp, etc. Arachnida. It is derived from a Greek word arachne, which means spider. They have a fused head and thorax. They have antennae or wings. They have 4 pairs of legs, and they paralyze the body of their prey with poisonous fangs. Example, mite, tick, spider, and scorpion. The group Myriapoda. It is divided in many segments, and each of the segment has 2 pairs of legs. They have 1 pair of antennae, and the body is long, flat, cylindrical with many legs. The number of legs may vary from 20 to 200. Example, centipede and millipede. The group Insecta. In this, the body is divided clearly into the head, thorax, and abdomen. They have legs and wings which are attached to the thorax. They have 1 pair of antennae, 3 pairs of legs, and 1 or 2 pairs of wings. Examples, mosquito, butterfly, grasshopper, etc. The class Mollusca. It is derived from a Latin word molluscus meaning thin-shelled. They have a body which is unsegmented with the soft external covering. Some of the mollusks have hard calcareous shell for their protection. They have a soft foot for the locomotion. They can move from one place to another. And some of the mollusks live in salt water, some in fresh water, or some are found on land. Examples, snail, oyster, octopus, etc. Echinodermata. These organisms have the spiny skin. That means their skin is having numerous spines on it. They are the marine organisms. They are found at the bottom of the sea or ocean. They are spiny and radially symmetrical. They have thousands of tube feet which help them to move from one place to another. They have 2 openings in their body, one mouth and another one anus. Mouth for taking in the food and anus for removal or the waste product. Example, starfish, sea urchin, and sea cucumber. There are some more classifications of animals, like depending on the eating habits, the animals can categorized as herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Herbivores are animals which feed on the plants, carnivores, the animals which feed on flesh, and omnivores which feed on plants as well as flesh. On the basis of reproduction, animals can be divided into oviparous and viviparous. Oviparous animals which lay eggs, and viviparous animals which give birth to the young ones. On the basis of the habitat, animals can be classified as aquatic, animals living in water, terrestrial, animals living on land, arboreal, animals living on trees like monkey and squirrels, and aerial, the animals living in air. Scientific names. In different countries as well as in different states, different kind of languages are used. So the animals are named in different languages in different ways. So to avoid all these confusions, in 1735, Carolus Linnaeus developed binomial nomenclature. In this, two names are involved. The first name is the generic name, which belongs to the genus of the organism, and second name is the species name, to whichever species that particular organism belongs. They can be written like the generic name starts with a capital letter and the species name with a small letter. They are either printed in italics, or if handwritten, the generic name and the species name are underlined separately. Here are some scientific names of some of the plants as well as some of the animals. Mango, the common name, and the scientific name Mangifera indica. Wheat, Triticum aestivum. Left hand side the common names are given, and the right hand side the scientific names are there. Potato, Solanum tuberosum. Cucumber, Cucumis sativus. Rose, Rosa indica. Rice, Oryza sativa. Now some examples of animals: man, Homo sapiens; dog, Canis familiaris; elephant, Elephas maximus; lion, Panthera leo; tiger, Panthera tigris; cat, Felis domesticus. In the book, the names are printed in italics, but children, when we will write the names, the scientific names, we have to underline them. Thank you.